The Zone.
Shock the system.
Welcome to the After Hours Lounge on 1620 The Zone, the 1620 The Zone app, and 1620thezone.com. When 6A to 6P isn't enough, the boys have you covered. Here's Jimmy Allen and John Schriner.
For one last time, it's Jimmy Allen, John Schriner, Dan Campion with you here on 1620 The Zone. Brought to you by Bellevue University. If you're looking to keep up to date on all the championship action happening on Bellevue's campus, download the BU Bruins app to your smartphone tonight. We got a loaded, as the boys from Unsportsmanlike Conduct were so nicely to point out, 1,000th episode of After Hours for you tonight. It's also a celebration and a morning, as John Schriner is taking to the airwaves.
Evening, 6 to 8 p.m.
Morning.
Yeah.
Like Alonzo. Nope, that's still spelled.
You sure?
Yeah, nope.
No, actually, Alonzo Mourning is spelled.
Is it spelled?
It's spelled with a U.
Nailed it. John Schreiner's last episode of After Hours is tonight. He's going on to, as former PD of this station, Mike Thompson pointed out, bigger and better things, apparently. Screw you, Mike Thompson. I don't appreciate that. But thanks for being here and joining us for John's last show, and thanks for joining us on the night shift. Don't forget to punch in on YouTube, leave the comments on anything we're talking about tonight. If you want to wish John Schriner a farewell as he rides off into the sunset, we'd appreciate it. We got a great show lined up for you. Who will Nebraska's coach be in 2030? Is it Matt Rule? We'll debate. Also,
Dylan Raiola.
John is going to predict the Huskers. Wouldn't that be a twist? The Huskers run in March Madness. Where does John Schriner think that Fred Hoiberg and crew will finish? Who would you rather have, Diego Pavia or Ty Simpson? We'll debate at 6:30. At 7 o'clock, we'll buy or sell on a couple different topics. At 7:15, it's how weird will Creighton's senior day be on Saturday tomorrow? Two guys, both seniors. Both have been here for 1 year and both transferred in, one from a rival school from down the road as well. Also, we'll wrap up the show, say goodbye to John, and celebrate After Hours' 1,000th episode as well. So before we get into everything, I just want to say thank you to everybody that has made us a part of your evening as the sports schedule allows for 1,000 nights. We do appreciate it. It's been 5.5 years of this program, and that is equaled up to 1,000 episodes. But the Athletic today put out an article. Ralph Russo predicted all of the Power 4 head coaching positions in the year 2030. What percentage do you put on Matt Rule being the head coach at Nebraska for the football program in 2030? His contract runs through 2032.
I would put it at about 20%.
On the high end?
No, that'd be my guess. 20%.
I think it's much lower than that, in my opinion. The average head coach at the Power 4 level is 4.75 years.
Mm-hmm.
If you take Kirk Ferentz out of that equation, who is the longest tenured head football coach at the Power 4 level, do you want to know what it drops down to? 4.25.
So they get fired at 3 games into their 5th season.
Yeah, sound familiar to a place around here? But it also, to make it about Nebraska for a minute, we're going to talk about who Ralph Russo had as Nebraska's coach in 2030 in a second, but I think there's this ideology around this place that we fire coaches quickly. But if you go back and you look, kind of meets the mean of the rest of the country. That almost 4.25 years is kind of about exactly where Nebraska's last 2 head coaches have ended up at. You put them together, it's exactly where it comes out to.
Yeah.
But it got me to thinking about Nebraska and obviously the coaches here and who it's going to be, but specifically about Bo Pelini. I know that's weird to think about Bo Pelini in the year 2030, but when we look back at Bo Pelini and the way the 12 years has gone since his firing, do you look back at Bo Pelini and feel like he overachieved at Nebraska?
No, I don't. I think Bo Pelini achieved the standard of what Nebraska football, with all of its resources and its support, should be. Like, that is the standard of what Nebraska football should be. It should be, from time to time, better than what Bo Pelini achieved.
Which it was. I mean, there was not years that he won 9. There was years that he won 10.
Sure, but they never won a conference title. And I think Nebraska should win conference titles from time to time. I think, this is a program with the cachet and the resources, and we've talked about this, the fan support. This should be a program that doesn't have to wait 30 years to win a conference championship in football. Like that shouldn't happen.
I agree.
At this school, that shouldn't happen. Sometimes schools
accidentally win one.
Other schools, you can be like, yeah, once every 30 years, they might have a chance to win a conference. That's not Nebraska. That's not what Nebraska should be.
Nebraska's had some chances in the last 30 years. I mean, let's forget they went to 2 Big 12 championships and a Big 10 championship.
But I think if you took what Bo Pelini did, that should be an average Nebraska football coach. Like that should be the average for Nebraska.
Which, I mean, is the reason why they probably fired him in the first place, right? It was like thought that he was underachieving and that the expectations would be, probably a conference championship appearance or the positioning to do so.
Well, look, I don't think if you think back to when Nebraska joined the Big Ten, do you remember what the perception of the Big Ten was at that time?
There was a lot of people that thought Nebraska was going to walk into the Big Ten and dominate it.
The Big Ten was perennially overrated.
Mm-hmm.
They were given way too much respect. They played boring football. They had good defenses, but they had offenses that lacked any imagination whatsoever. And they got tromped when they got on the national stage.
I do think it's fair to point out that was all accurate at that time.
There's
been money invested and coaching jumps and really the shift to the Big Ten SEC split that has really done the Big Ten split.
Well, and quite
there was nobody that looked like Urban Meyer at Ohio State when Nebraska came to the Big Ten.
The addition of Nebraska to the Big Ten changed them from a media entity standpoint. The addition of the Nebraska eyeballs added something different, added a new dimension to that conference, and that's really when the media contracts started getting enormous.
I disagree with that to some extent because the most watched college football game every year.
Ohio State, Michigan.
It's Ohio State, Michigan.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I don't know if it certainly didn't hurt, but I think there's also both things can be true, right? Like, yes, you're right. When Nebraska joined the Big Ten Conference, the media rights went up and more eyes went onto the Big Ten product. But that also happened around the rest of it. It just kind of seemed to have coincided.
Here's why.
When that happened.
Here's why. Taking Nebraska from the Big 12 to the Big 10, taking Texas A&M from the Big 12 to the SEC, taking Colorado out of the Big 12, which was a draw at the time, moving them to the Pac-12, significantly diminished the Big 12, which was at the time probably the number 2 conference.
Sure.
In perception world. I don't know what the media contracts were like at the time, but taking those,
they weren't anywhere near what they are now.
Sure.
Anywhere, yeah.
But moving those chips around on the board made the Big Ten number 2 in terms of eyeballs. The way all those chips moved, it put the Big Ten number 2 and contributed to them getting those huge money contracts.
Yes, I agree with that to a point. But you also have to throw in the equation 2 years after Nebraska gets to the Big Ten as well. Urban Meyer gets to Columbus. That helped out tremendously.
Sure.
He was, at the time, the coach in the country, and he left the premier program in Florida to take that job in Columbus.
No, he left Florida because he had health problems, remember?
Sure, it had nothing to do with the fact that he owned a bar in Dublin at the time. But I think that helped. Yes, you're right in the timing stance, but like the other things that have also pushed it over the finish line, Urban Meyer, Jim Harbaugh.
There was a confluence of things.
James Franklin. You added some personalities to the Big Ten that drove that. We'll go to the phones, 402-951-1620. We're going to go to Steve. Steve, welcome into the 1,000th episode of After Hours.
Hey, 1,000. All right, man. I'm special.
The first caller of 1,000. Yeah. What's up, buddy?
Oh, God. Put that on a T-shirt or something.
Sell it.
Hey, come on, man. I just got into the car and I hear you guys talking about how the Big Ten, blew up when Nebraska joined.
It's not because Nebraska.
I want to say one of us said that. It wasn't both of us.
It happened. Well, it happened to be just coincide with the time Nebraska joined. It had nothing to do with Nebraska joining.
Well, Steve,
other than
I'm in the middle of both of you because I think it had something to do with it.
50%. It was an easy win 50% of the time. Let's be honest. Come on, guys.
That's probably a little bit more than 50%, but
well, okay, 62% of the time.
Sure.
But if you look at the other dominoes that fell, Steve, if you look at the other dominoes that fell around that time, Nebraska had a lot to do with moving the Big Ten into that number 2 spot as the second biggest, most watched conference?
Because Nebraska abandoned their Big 12 brothers.
Well, they're not the only ones. I mean, Missouri went to the SEC. Colorado went to the Pac-12.
Nebraska was the first one to whore themselves out for more money.
Well,
and that was it.
And then the rest of the country followed suit. Steve, we appreciate the phone call, man. Thanks for listening. But I think it's an interesting point, though, is I think a lot of the reason that we saw an uptick, too, is there was new interest. There was the Texas A&M to the SEC. There was, there was this vested interest to what do these new conferences look like with these added additions. And I think that probably fueled the fire a little bit, too.
Yeah, and look, I'm not under the delusion that the only reason the Big Ten blew up was because they added Nebraska, but it is a piece of that puzzle, and it's a big piece of that puzzle because of the way everything else shook out with conference realignment. It's a part of the formula, and I think when Nebraska joined the Big Ten, they thought that the success level would be much greater than what it was because they were constantly losing to Texas and Oklahoma in the Big 12 and didn't see a team that they felt like was in the Big Ten that was going to be able to do that to them like Texas and Oklahoma had. So I think moving to the Big Ten was, yes, it was about money. Yes, it was about the academic prestige of being in the AAU, which they promptly got kicked out of by a bunch of the members of the Big Ten.
People forget.
And it was about the perception that they could have a better chance at competing for championships in the Big Ten, which they were only somewhat doing in the Big 12.
Yeah, and listen, there's also the Big Ten network money of it all, which isn't as relevant now, but it led the groundwork to be what it is.
Money, academic prestige, the opportunity to win.
We got off on a major tangent here. We didn't even talk about who Nebraska's coach was predicted to be in 2030. We're going to get to all of that and more on the other side of the break. If you missed the opening segment tonight, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Aloe Fiber. From Nebraska neighborhoods all across our state, it's clear there's no place like Nebraska. And just like so many of us, Aloe calls Nebraska home. Born and raised right here in the Cornhusker State, sharing proud traditions of agriculture, athletics, education, and community. Just like game day traditions bring us together, Aloe Fiber is bringing people together, connection by connection. Go over to aloefiber.com/Husker Radio. Sign up for services with the provider that picks Nebraska, the provider of official internet for TV, mobile, and internet for the Huskers. Head over to aloefiber.com/Husker Radio tonight. Who will Nebraska's football coach be in 2030? Is it Dan Campion? We tell you on the other side of the break.
Hey, everybody, John here. You might be wondering what I'm going to miss most about my time on the After Hours Lounge. Will it be Dan's long-winded answers to simple questions? Will it be Jimmy's bald head? No, friends, it's none of those things. It's the great gear that we get from Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear, located at 78th and Dodge. If you want to be like me, if you want to look really, really exceptionally good in a polo shirt, get yourself into 78th and Dodge and check out all the great gear on offer that they have in stock. Johnny O, I'm telling you, you've never tried on a Johnny O shirt. You go in there, you put one on, I bet you're walking out with one. They are that comfortable. They've got all the great menswear, all the great gear, golf season coming up, wedding season coming up for your suit needs, whatever it is, get yourself in there. They will treat you right. You walk in, you are a friend to the folks at Jerry Ryan. 78th and Dodge. They've been dressed in Omaha for over 50 years.
Weather from KETV Newswatch 7 is brought to you on 1620 The Zone by Certified Transmission.
Mostly clear, a little breezy and cooler tonight. A low temperature down to 30. Partly sunny, breezy, not as warm Saturday, but still a high near 50. And we're watching for at least a chance of light snow on Sunday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV Newswatch 7.
My name's Stephen Butler, and I own Controlled Comfort, and we've been in business for 6 decades, and in those 6 decades, I like to think that everything we do is about the art of comfort. It's about the skill of our people, but it's also about the integrity, because at the end of the day, I value my employees, so they value you, and that's really all this is about. If you get cold this winter, think about us. We'll come help you out. We'll get you out of bind. It'll be fair, it'll be fast, and it'll be the right price.
Controlled Comfort keeps it under control. Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
At Timber, they don't just give you a place to go for lunch or dinner. They give you an experience from their bold, smoky flavors prepared in the open concept kitchen where you get to watch the magic happen to the relaxing umbrella-shaded patio. There's something for everyone at Timber. Join them for brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 9:30 to 2, plus happy hour from 2 to 5:30 Monday through Saturday and 2 to close on Sunday. Timberwood Fire Bistro in the heart of Omaha at 84th and Pacific.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
If your brand isn't generating you business, well, it's losing. That's where Sign Ovation steps in. We help Omaha businesses win the visibility game with bold storefront signs and vehicle decals that turn your ride into a rolling billboard. Your brand should be working, even when you're not. Driving impressions, creating leads, and bringing customers through the door. Stop riding the bench. Put your brand in the game. Visit OmahaSignsAndWraps.com tonight. That's OmahaSignsAndWraps.com. Sign Ovation, where brands show up and win. When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
AX Plumbing has the cold weather deals. So if your hot water isn't so hot anymore, you can't afford to pass up on these deals. Tankless water heaters are $450 off. Traditional water heaters are $200 off. And for those real hard water problems, water softeners are $300 off. Stop by AXP Service tonight and fix your water heater before it gets too cold outside. AX Plumbing. We'll leave your home or your business cleaner than we found it.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Hey, John, it's your... Hey, John, it's your soon-to-be former producer, Dan Campanen here. Just wanted to say I've appreciated all... Hey, John, it's your soon-to-be former producer, Dan Campanen here.
What's happening?
Just wanted to say thank you so much for joining us for the last 2 years and making this crazy house a crazy home along with Jimmy and I, and always providing great insight and great wit, allowing me to attempt to grow as a broadcaster and as a producer, and always being willing to make jokes with us and, open yourself up on the air. We know that we'll miss you a ton, but you're going to be great in anything that you do. And I, of course, always wish you luck in any of your future endeavors and hope that we get to get out on the golf course this summer. Love you, buddy.
Well, you too could be like Dan Campanen, but hopefully you have better audio than that. I wish we had a producer cut that up or something.
I cut it like 6 times.
We heard.
That was like the 8th draft.
It is John Schreiner's Last Night, brought to you by
Thanks,
Bellevue
Dan.
University.
I really appreciate that. That's very nice of you, man.
Head over to
You're welcome,
Bellevue.edu, register for classes tonight. You can join Dan Campion like El Scorcho does, and congratulates us on 1,000 episodes. And I will always pat myself on the back, as you've known over the last 1,000 episodes. But he also says that he can't wait to whoop John's behind in the March Madness players.
He'd have to beat me first.
Yeah, there you go. Austin, take that. Don't forget to leave us a comment on the YouTube as well, where J-Man gives us a shout out as well, congratulating us on the 1,000th show, and Cap chimes in as well, and people are talking about Urban Meyer and Pac-Man Jones and script clubs over
Roger say he don't want me in the script club.
We were talking earlier about Ralph Rousseau's comment on the column on The Athletic about who the next head coach will be at all of the Power 4 schools by the year 2030. He picks Jake Deckard, the head coach at Wake Forest, who in his first season with the Demon Deacons got to 9 wins this season. But in 2026, could I get you excited about the Wake Forest head coach taking over for Matt Rule after this?
Depends on what he does for the next 3 years, I guess.
Hey, Dan, can you mute your mic? Because that is really loud. There you go. You're good.
I'm really good at typing.
Not really good at talking into a microphone.
Doesn't matter.
I have a different sort of dystopian pick.
Oh, okay. I do too. So I'm going to be really interested to see where you go with this.
What if it's not even someone who's coaching in college currently?
Okay. Which would have been who the hire after Scott Frost was, by the way.
Yeah. But someone who hasn't coached in college.
Okay.
Who's now the current head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, listen, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be clamoring for that.
I mean, not if he gets fired in the next couple of years and is not working.
Listen, if Zach Taylor gets fired from the Bengals and Matt Rule goes 5-7 in the same season, the loudest voice you're going to hear is for the head coach of the Cincinnati. He was beloved in the 2 seasons he was in Lincoln.
No doubt. Still is.
Yeah, absolutely. But, may I remind you of the last former Nebraska quarterback that took a head coaching job here and how that went.
I know.
And that may deter Zach Taylor from entertaining that, if at all.
But
And
that's why I say it's a dystopian option.
You know who I think it's really going to be? Because I don't think it's going to work out for him at the place he just ended up at. Can I interest you in Matt Campbell? Matt Campbell can't get it right or win a national championship, because that seems like the line in the sand at Happy Valley, at Penn State. Would there be excitement about Matt Campbell in 2030 as the head football coach at Nebraska?
Not if he goes down in flames at Penn State.
I'm with you, but that hasn't deterred. Listen, Bill Callahan got hired here after winning 4 football games in the NFL.
Okay, he was choice 61.
Yeah, it was pretty far down the list. That's who I think will be the guy that people are clamoring for. And listen, he doesn't have to go down in flames at Penn State. He's a perennial 9-8 win team after 4 years. He's not staying.
Yeah,
he's clearly got to get over the hump, and he's got to do it quickly.
It feels like it's either Matt Rule or it's somebody who isn't taking a step up in the world. You know what I mean? It feels like it's either Matt Rule or it's somebody who's out of a job and has a tie to Nebraska. That's what it seems like to me.
Shouldn't it? I agree with you. I do. I agree with you. I really hope that's not the case.
It's a weird exercise though, because
it is.
You don't know what assistant's going to pop.
Right. That's to me, that's where I would like to see, because they've never gone down that road. We've never given the hot young assistant a try.
Yeah, we did. Bo Pelini. Bo Pelini was the hottest defensive coordinator in the country.
He was, but he had a tie to Nebraska. I'm talking out, not a Nebraska guy, no ties to the university, hot young assistant. But listen, to your point, they did. They gave that guy a shot. Did you like what you got out of Bo Pelini while he was in Lincoln? Do you like it since he's left?
I mean, like I said before, Bo Pelini is the standard of what Nebraska football should be on average. That is the average of what the Nebraska football program should achieve. It should be better than that at times. And there are times when it should probably be a little worse. Nobody's delusional about that.
The average. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes the pendulum does swing the other way.
But in general, years when Nebraska is not winning 9 or 10 games are below the standard for what the program should be. I'm I'm unapologetic about that. I think that this program,
because of the resources, because of the fan support, because of the money, because of the donations, because you're one of 5 schools operating in the black. I agree.
The
Athletic didn't have Matt Rule at another position in 4 years. If it doesn't work for Matt Rule in Lincoln, do you think he's done coaching college football? Because I don't. I think if he gets fired, I think there's still going to be a job market for Matt Rule.
Would he want to go back to being a coordinator and in college, or would he go and take some sort of NFL role?
See, I think there would be a UNLV, Boise State level of job opportunity for him if he wanted. Now, doing that at 55 is a lot more difficult than doing it at 39.
Matt Rule going to go back to Brooklyn and coach the Sharks of Long Island?
It could be the opportunity. Let us know who you think is going to be the next head coach at Nebraska in 2030. If it's not Matt Rule, maybe you think Matt Rule is going to get it figured out by then and continue his coaching career in Lincoln. Let us know who that would be at our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Pasta Amore in Rockbrook Village. 40 years of hand-making pasta daily. $2 off every wine in the entire joint tonight. Stop by Pasta Amore for the ideal date night on a Friday night. Make sure you make reservations. I don't know if you've been to Pasta Amore in Rockbrook Village on a Friday. It gets popping. You don't want to be left out in the cold. Head over to Pasta Amore tonight and make a phone call and get your reservation in tonight. Will Diego Pavia be a good pro football player? John Schriner tells you this side of the break. 1620 zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Bob at Williams Law. And one of the other things I'm going to miss about not being in here on Tuesday nights is when Bob Williams comes in and we get to pick his brain about the pressing legal matters in the world of sports, because the conversations with Bob are always illuminating. He always knows what's up. He always knows how to explain it in terms that we can understand, and he breaks it down for us and makes everything super clear. And if you have legal issues in your own personal life, criminal or civil, doesn't matter, Bob can help you. He can sit down with you for a free, no-obligation legal consultation, get you straightened out, get you ready to go, and set for the big day in court. If you got legal questions, I always say it, you need Bob in your corner. Check out WilliamsLawLLC.com.
Rail Cars Happy Hour is here. Stop by 144th and Blondo Monday through Saturday from 2:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday from 2 to close, and enjoy $2 to $5 off appetizers, $1 off draft and bottles of beer, and delicious ciders. All signature cocktails are $10. Classic cocktails are $8. And every glass of wine is $2 off. Plus, Rail Cars' incredible brunch menu is on display 9:30 to 2 Saturday and Sunday. Rail Car Modern American Kitchen, 144th and Blondo.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less. Winter may slow pests down, but it's the perfect time to prepare your home for spring. Rodents, spiders, and other pests often show up indoors this time of year. A winter pest control checkup helps seal entry points now so you're not dealing with pests when warmer weather hits. At Recon Pest Services, we're proud to be a local company and supporting causes that make Omaha better. If you're looking for a pest control partner or even support for a cause, think Recon. Visit ReconPestServices.com and get your home ready for a pest-free spring.
Diet Coke Cherry is making a return, and Chesterman Coca-Cola is bringing the flavor back to Omaha. Find Diet Coke Cherry 12-packs right now at Hy-Vee, stacked high on pallet displays and end caps. Just in time for the big show. That crisp Diet Coke taste with a bold cherry twist. Perfect for game night, family night, or anytime you want something refreshing without the sugar. But don't wait. This is a Hy-Vee customer favorite, so get yours today.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
AX Plumbing has the cold weather deals. So if your hot water isn't so hot anymore, you can't afford to pass up on these deals. Tankless water heaters are $450 off. Traditional water heaters are $200 off. And for those real hard water problems, water softeners are $300 off. Stop by AXP Service tonight and fix your water heater before it gets too cold outside. AX Plumbing. We'll leave your home or your business cleaner than we found it.
Find a truck that's ready for any task at Woodhouse Buick GMC. Right now, you can save up to $10,000 off MSRP on the 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation Crew Cab 4x4. Visit us in-store or shop online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com today. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade. With approved credit, must own and trade in a 2012 or newer vehicle. $299 doc fee due at signing. Offer applies to select stock numbers. Offer expires March 31st, 2026. See dealer for details.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Hey, John. It's your favorite intern, Brody Heidemann, here down in the great city of Lincoln, Nebraska. Just want to congratulate you on moving on, but also 1,000th show, all this great stuff going on in one night. Wish I could be there in Omaha to experience it, but just want to say congratulations, man. It was a crazy year and a half of being an intern. So many fun memories, so many great things. I was talking about it today. One of my favorite things that came to mind when I brought it up was I think it was 25 or 30 wings and watching you down the mall to be the king. That was one of the greatest things I've ever seen, greatest feats by a man in the history of sport, anything. So you're always going to be that king, John, but also just always being the king of the conspiracy theories, the king of the desert of the off season.
Many are saying
that we're in the off season right now, going to make it through it, but also don't stop believing, John. I'm going to send you out with that. Don't stop believing. You're not canceling baseball this season. The White Sox, they might not be good.
They won't be.
They will not.
They have a lot to be excited for. And the Commanders, they are going to reload this offseason. They're going to probably be back and better than ever
I like
this
the fan
upcoming
pep
season.
talk,
So don't
Brody.
give up yet, John. And just good luck on everything that's coming ahead. I know we talked a few weeks ago about going into the AI world and all that fun stuff. So good luck on that and getting your master's and just everything that's ahead. So congratulations, John. Wish I could be there to congratulate you in person, but just great job on everything and for always being the best co-host in the world and for always treating me with the utmost respect. So thank you, John, and have a great rest of the show.
John Schriner, Josh Peterson here from Unsportsmanlike Conduct. Good luck on your next venture. It has been awesome having you a part of the Zone team on a daily basis when the sports schedule allows. And I know that we are all rooting for you with whatever is next for your career, for your family, and so much more. Congratulations. Enjoy getting your nights back. Take care.
All right. Well, much shorter from Josh Peterson and Brody Heidemann.
Brody Heidemann was trying to take up the entire
He
half
was.
hour there.
I think he was. No, that's really cool. Thank you, Brody. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you both in different ways. I think, Josh has been a long-term colleague of mine. We've done so many shows and games and things together. And Brody was always like, I called him little bro.
Yeah.
Because he's like little bro,
Yeah.
Came in here and hung out with us and did such a good job learning the ropes and just fitting in as part of the show.
Literally came in one night after his internship and filled in for
Yep.
Dan. So thanks to both those guys for doing those messages for us. It is John Schreiner's last night.
Yep.
It is our 1000th episode of After Hours here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. Head over to bellevue.edu and register for classes if you're looking for the ideal college experience this fall. You could say goodbye to John Schreiner at After Hours 1620 on Twitter or check in for the night shift tonight. Diego Pavia is channeling his inner John Schreiner and being unapologetically himself in doing so. He's just been
but people like me.
Yeah, fair enough. He's just been telling anybody to listen that he doesn't care what people think about him. Now, Diego Pavia has been famously trying to go back to school for his 96th year at Vanderbilt. But he's at the combine now. And
hey, we have something in common.
Headed off to the NFL. I guess I could have went that route, couldn't I?
We're the same height.
I think you might be an inch taller. But the got me to thinking. There's been the age-old debate about upside versus skill and the ceiling versus the floor. There's also the discussion about who would you rather have as your quarterback? The guy that's played a bunch of games with maybe less talent in theory versus the guy that has all the upsides and the intangibles, but has only played 11 to 15 games in college.
Yeah.
And that's really the debate you're having when you're talking about Ty Simpson versus Diego Pavia. Now, Ty Simpson is projected to be drafted much higher than Diego Pavia is going to be. But if you're an NFL GM, take your radio hat off because you're going to quit on me in an hour and a half anyway, and put your GM hat on. If you're a GM, between those two guys, who would you rather have?
I think there's a lot that goes into this question, first of all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ty Simpson is probably going to get taken because of the lack of quarterback talent in this year's draft. I would guess somewhere at the back end of the first round, top of the second.
That's my expectation as well. Actually, can I tell you something? I think he's going to go in the top 10 because it just happens.
I don't think so. I am not spending that kind of draft capital on Ty Simpson. I'm just not. Look at the quarterback comps who have started that.
28 touchdowns, 5 picks, 3,500 yards.
But look at the comparisons to quarterbacks who have had that many starts in college football.
It doesn't tend to work out.
The direct comparison is Mitch Trubisky, who everybody fell in love with, who'd only started like 15 games in college. How did that work out for you?
It was a great decision by the Chicago Bears. They should do it every single year.
No, I don't like it. If you're going to take Ty Simpson, you have to take him in the maybe third or fourth round as a project quarterback who can sit for a couple of years and learn. He's not ready to be your franchise quarterback, and he may never be, which is why you shouldn't spend that kind of draft capital on him.
I agree with the Mitch Trubisky comp, but is that fair? Because Mitch Trubisky was a quarterback in the ACC versus Ty Simpson in the SEC. I don't think it's necessarily an apples to apples comparison.
I think it is. I honestly think it's the right comparison. Diego Pavia, I'm not spending that draft capital on him either.
He feels very much like Baker Mayfield light.
It's like if he gets picked in the fourth round, that's probably about right.
He's probably doing well.
I wouldn't go above. If I'm the GM, he's on my board, not above fourth. So just for this fact, the fact that Ty Simpson is going to command a late first, early second pick. Pavia, you might be able to steal him in the sixth if he's still there. I'd rather have Diego Pavia. More experience, and you have to use less draft resources on him for a player who, like, honestly, both of them are flyers. You don't know how you can't project how either one is going to end up. Diego Pavia might end up being a serviceable starter in the NFL. He might be.
Sure.
He's probably never going to be QB1.
Like an invested QB1, yeah.
In the AFC or NFC. He's not going to be like the guy who you grade out as the best quarterback in the league.
You're obviously getting ready to retire here in a minute, so you're going to feel old anyway, but you want to feel really old? Diego Pavia was born in 2002. That feels weird. No, I'm with you, and I kind of feel the same.
It's only 20 years after me.
I kind of feel the same way because I thought about this going into this. I was like, of course it's Ty Simpson because of his intangibles. Then I started looking at him. He's only 6'2". It's not like it's not like he's Ryan Mallett back there. Not that Ryan Mallett was the potential pro quarterback, but it's. I think there's been this thought process that Ty Simpson is this built from scratch prototypical NFL quarterback, and I just don't feel like that's the case. But listen, I'm with you. I think the experience absolutely matters. But as I mentioned with Ty Simpson, it's not just experience; it's the experience in big time games, in winning games, which you were an underdog at Vanderbilt over some pretty prominent SEC schools.
I don't like Diego Pavia's attitude. I genuinely
very much on that train.
It is unsettling to me the way he acts and the way he goes about his business. But as a GM, I'd rather have that guy in the sixth round than I would worrying about trying to get Ty Simpson in the first or second.
Well, that's our debate on Ty Simpson versus Diego Pavia. If you missed any of it, check it out on our radio replay page at 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. Spring is right around the corner. If you've been debating whether or not you feel good about turning your air conditioner on, Let Controlled Comfort come out and give you peace of mind about your HVAC. They'll come out, they'll change your furnace filter, give you a diagnosis on what you should expect out of your air conditioner this summer as well. They'll also give you the longevity that you can expect from that machine as well. Head over to Controlled Comfort and work with one of their comfort experts tonight. We'll be right back. What's trending on social media? 1620 The Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Recon Pest Services. Warmer temperatures are right around the corner, and that means the insects will be coming with it as well. If you have a wasp problem, or maybe the bees or the ants have been crawling through your yard and you're sick of seeing them show up year after year, get permanent solution with Recon Pest Control. I had them come out and spray my yard. We haven't seen a wasp since then. Head over to reconpestservices.com and get service like that you can count on for your pest services.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Hey, Jays fans, it's hoop season, and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vests, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
My name's Stephen Butler, and I own Controlled Comfort. And we've been in business for 6 decades. And in those 6 decades, I like to think that everything we do is about the art of comfort. It's about the skill of our people, but it's also about the integrity, because at the end of the day, I value my employees, so they value you. And that's really all this is about. If you get cold this winter, think about us. We'll come help you out. We'll get you out of bind. It'll be fair, it'll be fast, and it'll be the right price.
Controlled Comfort keeps it under control.
Dino here with Leach Camper Sales. You'll be pleasantly surprised to see how affordable an RV can be. We have travel trailers with payments as low as $150 a month for qualified buyers, and they're ready to drive off the lot. Check out our inventory at leachcamper.com and bring us your trades.
And don't forget, coffee's always on.
I'm Omaha Athletic Director Adrian Dow, and I want to introduce you to 3 Omaha schools that are playing a vital role in keeping our community strong. We serve nearly 600 pre-K through 8th grade students, most of whom come from disadvantaged neighborhoods. These students receive a values-based education with the family support they need. I'm a proud member of the CUES Fund Board, which supports the CUES school system. To learn more, go to CUES Schools, that's CUES schools.org.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Hey, buddy, it's Brian. I know that you just told me the other night, but I thought I'd let all your listeners know that while many people think that things are scripted or whatever, my gasp at the news of you leaving or the last show being today was genuine. I've really appreciated, getting a chance to know you. I understand, that your passion for athletics. I share it either with my kids or just in general. And I'm just excited to hear about the things that you are going to be on the path to doing. Leaving the show, I'm going to worry about Jimmy, not going to lie, but I'll try to keep his head above water while you're away. All right, man. Best of luck to you. Call me if you ever need.
That's Brian Mutzer from Husker Online on 3, giving John Schriner his love on the way out the door.
Much appreciated. Thank you, Brian.
We are brought to you by Bellevue University. Head over to bellevue.edu and register for classes.
I'm going to worry about Jimmy too.
That's been the consensus, and I don't know how I should feel about that because everybody's like, why is John leaving and Jimmy staying? And apparently people are upset about that. Thanks, Night Shift. I appreciate that. But it is the 1,000th episode, and we appreciate all the congratulations on that as well. Don't forget to punch in for the Night Shift tonight. You could say goodbye to John Schriner as well there. But it is time for the social media soundbite where Dan Campion tells us what's trending on social media other than John Schreiner's last night.
For the record, the only person who worries about what Dan's going to do is Cap. Thank you, Cap.
Yeah. And J-Man's only worried about what's happening in the script club. So
I mean, we're all worried about what's happening.
Well, Roger say he don't want me in the script club.
What's going on Twitter, dude?
Well, you guys heckle me every night, and I think I take it pretty well most of the time. And
debatable.
Oh yeah, it is debatable. We enjoy listening to people get heckled, and then of course, firing back. That was Mr. Billy Horschel on the 16th tee at the on the 16th green today at the Cognizant Classic. Right before he airmails one into the water off the green, allegedly a fan said to him, "Hey Billy, I've got $50 that you hit it in the water." And Billy Horschel, being the calm and even-keeled man that he is, which by the way, shout out Billy Horschel, didn't curse at the fans at all. Love it when they do that because it makes it easier for me to do my job. Fired back and said, "Hey, bet I could get you guys down here right now and both of you would airmail that shot as well. Need to make yourselves feel big by making comments on the 16th tee." And allegedly, when you heard in the back of that clip, someone said, "The cops showed up. The cops are here." As Billy was exiting the 16th hole, obviously going behind the said grandstand to do so, one of the police officers pulled him aside and said, "Don't worry, we took care of those fans," a la kicking them out.
I kind of hate this. I know this doesn't happen in golf.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the gentleman's sport.
But if you're going to put yourself in a public eye in a sport where you're in front of fans, you should probably expect some comments. And is this really the harshest thing that's ever been said? What's his last name? Billy what? Billy
Horschel.
Horschel, that's what I thought. Is this the worst thing that's ever been said to Billy Horschel? This seems like something really, really overreactive.
Golf is such a mental game, though.
I agree.
The etiquette of the game.
Basketball's
says
not a
that
mental sport, says John Schriner.
When you are there to observe, there is a decorum that you're supposed to operate with. There are some unspoken traditions of being a golf spectator.
So what you're saying is this person did nothing wrong according to the rules.
This person did nothing wrong according to the rules.
And still
you
got
can
kicked
do
out.
nothing wrong according to the rules and still be a complete jackass.
He got kicked out, though. I agree. I'm not saying this guy was in the right. My problem is with him being kicked out of the event.
Look, each event has the right to determine who can be there and who can't. So it's up to them. It's up to, if the event says we don't want this kind of behavior at our event, that's their prerogative.
Sure. And I also agree with that, but seems really Bush League to have that level of response.
I don't think
you're a pro, man.
Yeah.
There are pro basketball players that show up every night on the road and get booed, things said about their
Okay.
mother, popcorn thrown at them.
But now
this guy said he got $50. You put it in the
That's
water.
fine.
When was the
That's
last time you
fine.
put it in the water? Probably recently.
Now imagine if it wasn't that way at basketball.
Sure.
If basketball fans like cheered for made baskets, they didn't really speak while the ball was in play. They only cheered after the ball had gone through the hoop
I want to
or
be very
after
clear.
a play.
This was before the ball was in play.
Right.
It's
And
not
then-
like he yelled this during his
And then
backswing.
suddenly,
If he yelled this during his backswing, I would have a problem.
okay, but now, so let's say like the scenario I laid out was basketball, right?
Yeah.
And then suddenly you go to one place and there's a guy who's constantly jumping up and down and shouting while you're trying to run your play. Would you look at that and say like,
and this is why
I don't think that's okay.
This is why I don't have the problem, because that's not what happened. If this is him in the basketball terminology, this is him walking onto the court from the locker room. This isn't him in the midst of play having something shouted at him. Was this guy a jackwagon? Absolutely.
So actually, you're wrong, because this is technically in the midst of play.
Was he not walking up to the green when this happened?
No, he's in the midst of play.
Okay. Well, and I'm sorry, I misunderstood, because I thought this
right
was him
before he takes his shot.
I thought he was walking up to the green. If that's the case, then I agree. I misunderstood the situation. But if he's just walking by and somebody makes a comment to him walking up to the tee, and that's what ticked him off, this is a different scenario. Then absolutely this guy should have been kicked out.
There's also
I have a problem.
There's also a big difference too, like if you're taking like your practice swing and like lining it up and someone yells something and you turn around and say, "Hey, shut your yap." I can understand that and being like, all right, ipso fact, like we're done. This is a moot point. But when you're like actually at address at your ball and you're about to hit it and someone yells before you hit you hit your ball, that deserves to be kicked out.
It's
especially at Jack Nicklaus's course.
It doesn't uphold the values of the game.
I mean,
golf's a weird sport.
Tiger Woods and the Denny's waitress kind of help that.
As far as we know, none of that ever happened on the course.
Allegedly. No, and I agree. But here's I've always been of the volition. If you're going to openly, willingly be in the public eye, then you have to respond to the public.
Sure.
That is sitting.
And venues have the right to set their terms of attendance.
Yeah, but it's not the venue that had the problem. The venue had the problem because the golfer had the problem.
Sure.
He set the precedence there, not the course.
And
That's
the
my
venue
problem.
could have told him, "Suck it up, big boy."
Yeah, which they probably should have, in my opinion. But
they didn't.
Listen, they probably should have reprimanded. They probably should have reprimanded the person in attendance. Don't kick him out though. That's a little bit too much, in my opinion.
To be fair, Billy Horschel did the right thing. He just was like, "Who said that? Come on." Gave him a little bit of a clap back as he was at his bag grabbing another ball because he's like, "I got to go drop."
Which I kind of loved, by the way.
And then, guy got kicked out. So I don't know.
We're going to kick you out because we're getting over to buy or sell on the other side of the break. If you missed this segment, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It is brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing. Do you post on your business's social media page every day? Do you not have time to? We have the solution for you. Check out pixelfiremarketing.com tonight. Dan and his crew will set you down, give you the roadmap to success, and engage your ideal client online with ads that convert to sales. How do I know? They do it for me on my daily business at Sonovation. Head over to pixelfiremarketing.com. Work with Dan and his crew tonight. We buy or sell on the other side of the break. 1620 zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for AX Plumbing. It is about to be spring season. What happens when spring rolls around? Tree roots start to grow and they end up in your pipes. If you're dealing with that, you need to set up a water jetting service with AX Plumbing. Head over to axpservice.com tonight. Let AX Plumbing scope your drain, clear it out, and have you have peace of mind about your plumbing this spring. Head over to axpservice.com and stop worrying about it every time you turn on the water.
My name's Stephen Butler, and I own Controlled Comfort. And we've been in business for 6 decades. And in those 6 decades, I like to think that everything we do is about the art of comfort. It's about the skill of our people, but it's also about the integrity. Because at the end of the day, I value my employees, so they value you. And that's really all this is about. If you get cold this winter, think about us. We'll come help you out. We'll get you out of bind. It'll be fair, it'll be fast, and it'll be the right price.
Control comfort keeps it under control.
Hey, Hey, Jays fans, it's hoop season, and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vest, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Winter may slow pests down, but it's the perfect time to prepare your home for spring. Rodents, spiders, and other pests often show up indoors this time of year. A winter pest control checkup helps seal entry points now so you're not dealing with pests when warmer weather hits. At Recon Pest Services, we're proud to be a local company and supporting causes that make Omaha better. If you're looking for a pest control partner or even support for a cause, think Recon. Visit reconpestservices.com and get your home ready for a pest-free spring.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
AX Plumbing has the cold weather deals. So if your hot water isn't so hot anymore, you can't afford to pass up on these deals. Tankless water heaters are $450 off. Traditional water heaters are $200 off. And for those real hard water problems, water softeners are $300 off. Stop by AXP Service tonight and fix your water heater before it gets too cold outside. AX Plumbing. We'll leave your home or your business cleaner than we found it.
If your brand isn't generating you business, well, it's losing. That's where Sign Ovation steps in. We help Omaha businesses win the visibility game with bold storefront signs and vehicle decals that turn your ride into a rolling billboard. Your brand should be working, even when you're not. Driving impressions, creating leads, and bringing customers through the door. Stop riding the bench. Put your brand in the game. Visit OmahaSignsAndWraps.com tonight. That's OmahaSignsAndWraps.com. Sign Ovation, where brands show up and win.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
I'm Doug Nodgard with Equitable Bank. We know your time matters, so when you call us, we answer on the very first ring. That's our promise to you. We value your business and will treat you like a friend and neighbor, because more than likely you are one. While other banks hide behind technology, we combine the best of both. Top-notch digital banking and online banking with people who care. Got a question or need help? We're just one ring away. At Equitable Bank, we take banking personally because you deserve it. Member FDIC.
KOZ and Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620, The Zone.
John, it is other John with the Omaha World Herald. Just wanted to take a second and say thank you for everything over the past couple of years. It has been an absolute pleasure to get to know you, to get to talk to you, to get to hear you on the radio waves with Jimmy on After Hours. And I'm thankful to have been a small part, but a part of your time at 1620. Thanks, man. Best of luck. I'll see you on the sideline soon.
That was John Walker from the Omaha World Herald, wishing John Schriner all the best as he exits After Hours. With 1 hour and 1 minute to go in our show, I'm not sure which restroom John Walker was in when he recorded that, but either way, Johnny, we appreciate it, man. Thank you very much for
thanks,
doing
John.
that. It is the 1000th episode of After Hours, and coincidentally, John Schreiner's last episode being here. We have one more hour to say goodbye before he walks out. But before we do that, we got to say it's time for Bar Soap. Dan Campen.
It is indeed. Fernando Mendoza
He plays
famously
football.
is at the NFL Scouting Combine right now, which means mics and interviews abound. And the probably most viral clip so far this week, he says he's happy to interview with the Raiders, and Tom Brady's mentorship would mean a lot. Buy or sell, we can just lock Fernando Mendoza into line one and not talk about him for the rest of the draft process.
Sell. because you could have done this 3 weeks ago. Yeah, it's a done deal in a foregone conclusion.
Just give him a neck tattoo and a mohawk. He's a Raider.
Let him borrow one of Max Crosby's big chains.
Yep.
Rob Salt.
Think Max Crosby stays with the Raiders?
They're probably gonna trade him.
Yeah, probably.
It would seem that way.
Seems like he's wanted out for a while too.
I think he wants to stay. I think that man wants to be a Raider.
He personally, I would agree. I think he wants to stay. I think the Raiders in their financial situation is going to require him to be traded. Even though I think their financial situation is probably fine.
Yeah, they don't spend money. Dan?
Speaking of the combine, the wildest news so far is Reuben Bain, specifically his arms. Measuring at 31 inches,
Buddy.
they're considered small. Buy or sell, this is a serious issue.
No, he's fine. He's a pass rusher. He needs to be able to dip his shoulder and get by. I would still take Reuben Bain with a top 4 pick today.
I think what I read was he's the shortest arms of any first round graded defensive end, rush end, edge
in the last 15 years, right?
So look, I don't know. This might cost him a few draft spots. Like,
would you take him tomorrow?
It's not about whether I would. These NFL GMs get really deep in the weeds about measurables.
I was watching this. I was watching the Undertaker's podcast with Mark Henry the other day. Mark Henry, famously the world's strongest man. His forearms are actually smaller than his than they're projected to be based on the size of the upper part of his arms, including his shoulders. And he equated that to a lot of the reason that his strength is because he's got shorter distance to go. I wonder how much that equates to football and pass rushing and things of that nature as well.
Well, it doesn't, because when you're an edge, you want to have that long arm, and you want to keep the.
But you also got to be able to get off blocks.
Yeah, and the further away you can keep that offensive lineman, the less chance they have to get into your body and move you around, right? Like, the extension matters. So I think it probably costs him a couple of draft spots. I think he slides a little bit because of this.
Dan?
I hope he doesn't slide. I mean, I understand the issue. I have a feeling that, to your guys' point, he probably will fall a couple of spots in the draft, just simply due to the fact that in the Super Bowl, everyone's concern with Will Campbell last year.
That's a good point.
Was he's got short arms. He doesn't have a big wingspan. And then look how he just got mauled in the Super Bowl. I think there are going to be a couple
different
teams,
reasons for that, though.
There are going to be a few teams, though, that probably equate that Will Campbell short arms,
you know what?
Super Bowl left tackle getting beat.
I think you guys are right. I hope Reuben Bain falls to 27.
Not falling that far.
No.
What do you got, Dan?
Sticking in the NFL, the NFLPA has its finalists for the executive director job. Only problem is they're not going to release the name yet.
I admit it. That's why I'm leaving.
And then breaking news, Dan. Play the draw.
Buy or sell. This is a Bush League move by the Players Association.
It's got to have something to do with posturing for some reason. I just can't put my finger on what or why that would be. I don't know if it's a Bush League. It just seems like I feel like there would have to be a reason for them to do this. So I'm sure we'll figure out why in the long term.
It must be somebody who's in a prominent position somewhere else and needs time to settle affairs over there. So I don't think it's Bush League. It is a little bit curious, but it's fine.
Dan?
Moving on. According to a leaked NFLPA survey, the Pittsburgh Steelers are the worst team in the NFL and got an F overall on their grades for, all of the stuff that the union surveys for.
I thought they weren't doing this anymore.
I thought they weren't either.
Wasn't there a big story 2 weeks ago about
the Bengals got really bad grades too?
Yeah, they famously don't spend money in that franchise either.
They got an F- for treatment of families.
Buy or sell, you're surprised that the Pittsburgh Steelers came in last on this year's alleged NFLPA survey.
See, I think it's really weird how it doesn't seem to be consistently like one team. It does seem like weird that it's every year. It just seems like whoever's disgruntled that year. I don't think we need this either. I'm sorry, the rich millionaires that get paid to play football aren't getting treated well, I guess. I don't know. I never understood who this was for.
But is it surprising to you that it's the Steelers that are at the bottom of the list?
It is, but 3 years ago when it was the Chiefs, it was surprising too. It's part of the reason these franchises have been so successful is because they don't put in details into how many TVs are in the locker room.
So it's interesting because the bottom three going last, higher ranked, Pittsburgh, Arizona, Cleveland are your bottom three in the barrel.
Arizona's surprising.
And then the top three are Miami, Minnesota in number 2, and then the Washington Commanders in third.
How many Super Bowls have those three teams won combined in the last 40 years?
Last 40?
One.
Yeah. Two, right? Or no, 40.
Who was it?
Commanders, Dolphins, Vikings. That'd be one Super Bowl.
That'd be one Super Bowl.
No, did the Commanders not win one in the late 80s?
No, they won. They did. They won in
87, right?
84?
I don't know. I wasn't born
84 and 92.
Thanks, Joe Gibbs.
Yep. Thanks, Joe Gibbs. Thanks, Mark Rippon.
I
am surprised that the Steelers are this low because they're generally like
widely considered to be like
it's like a family-oriented
franchise.
operation, and I don't know. You have the same head coaches that stay there forever. It seems like it would be a well-run franchise, and that people wouldn't have negative opinions of it. But you know,
and it seems
perceptions aren't always reality.
Seems like they're always putting money into their stadium. They're always putting money into
the ketchup bottle,
their facilities that they have, and then. Seems like whenever they have like a superstar type player, they're like, yeah, okay, TJ Watt, we're going to pay you
all the money,
crap load of money to stay with us and never leave us.
What else we got, Dan?
Last one. Did you know that Chris Berman is still working for ESPN?
Yeah.
Apparently he has a plan for retirement. He's going to call it a career after the 2029 NFL season when his contract expires.
29.
Buy or sell, you had any idea that Chris Berman was still on ESPN?
I saw some like he
does the fastest 2 minutes on Monday night.
Yeah, define being with ESPN.
And he does
He's there once a week for something.
He does that show with Tom Jackson where they like talk about football for 10 minutes.
I don't think that's technically on ESPN, right?
No, it's on ESPN.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
He did say in the New York Post article that I'm pulling this from, I am technically in semi-retirement now.
For a while.
He doesn't do like entire shows. He does like the fastest 2 minutes, and then he does one like 30-minute segment a week.
I buy that Chris Berman will try to make it to 2029. I sell that he actually makes it there.
Yeah, I'm. That's kind of where I would come down to. Good answer, Jimmy.
I buy. I think Chris Berman, for as much work as Chris Berman does now, and for the fact that before the gentleman of unsportsmanlike conduct before us said Chris Berman, I said he's still working. I haven't seen Chris Berman in a very hot minute.
You don't watch halftime on Monday Night Football, then, Dan.
The Manning cast is better. I said what I said.
To be fair, when it's halftime on Monday Night Football, I am usually cleaning the dishes.
Oh,
Dan, is that the last one?
That was 5.
All right. Well, if you missed Buy or Sell tonight, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. Before it gets too warm outside, have Controlled Comfort come out and inspect your AC unit. Give you peace of mind about clicking that bad boy on when it starts to rise in the temperature department outside. Check out ControlledComfort.com tonight. We'll be right back. How weird is Senior Day going to be tomorrow? We'll tell you. 1620 Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for Allo Fiber. I made the switch to Allo Fiber 2 years ago and left that old internet provider. You know what I haven't seen since then? A blue circle spitting on my screen. We don't have to deal with any buffering, so we have to deal with sharing our network with our neighbors. That's right. We have an all-fiber gig of network right up to our house that we don't have to worry about bandwidth. As soon as my kids hop on their iPads and my wife streaming her bad TV shows while I'm watching sports, I don't have to worry about any latency on our end. Check out allofiber.com. Get out of the Stone Age tonight.
Weather from KETV Newswatch 7 is brought to you on 1620 The Zone by Certified Transmission.
Mostly clear, a little breezy and cooler tonight. A low temperature down to 30. Partly sunny, breezy, not as warm Saturday, but still a high near 50. And we're watching for at least a chance of light snow on Sunday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV Newswatch 7.
My name's Stephen Butler, and I own Controlled Comfort. And we've been in business for 6 decades. And in those 6 decades, I like to think that everything we do is about the art of comfort. It's about the skill of our people, but it's also about the integrity, because at the end of the day, I value my employees, so they value you. And that's really all this is about. If you get cold this winter, think about us. We'll come help you out. We'll get you out of bind. It'll be fair, it'll be fast, and it'll be the right price.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
If you're looking for an authentic Italian experience, look no further than Pasta Amore. For 4 decades, Pasta Amore has been keeping the spark alive for couples in the Omaha area with their homemade pasta, made fresh every day. Our hand-picked selection of exceptional wines will put the nightcap on your evening that you expect. Open every day at 4. Stop by Pasta Amore in Rockbrook Village and enjoy dining in the romantic dining room or relax on our shaded patio.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
AX Plumbing has the cold weather deals. So if your hot water isn't so hot anymore, you can't afford to pass up on these deals. Tankless water heaters are $450 off. Traditional water heaters are $200 off. And for those real hard water problems, water softeners are $300 off. Stop by AXP Service tonight and fix your water heater before it gets too cold outside. AX Plumbing. We'll leave your home or your business cleaner than we found it.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
I've got good news and bad news. Here's the bad news. Most protein bars are packed with sugar and unpronounceable ingredients. The good news? There's a better option. I'm Will, and I created IQ Bar plant protein bars to empower doers like you with clean, delicious, low-sugar brain and body fuel. IQ bars are packed with 12 grams of protein, brain nutrients like magnesium and lion's mane, and zero weird stuff. And right now, you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products, plus free shipping. Try our delicious IQ Bar sampler pack with 7 plant protein bars, 4 hydration mixes, and 4 enhanced coffee sticks. Clean ingredients, amazing taste, and you'll love how you feel. Refuel smarter, hydrate harder, caffeinate larger with IQ Bar.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text radio to 64,000. Text radio to 64,000 to get your 20% off. That's radio to 64,000.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Who's Bobby? I don't know who Bobby is.
There's supposed to be something playing right now. That
Bobby Hill?
Dang it, Bobby.
I sell propane and propane accessories.
It's the After Hours Lounge on 1620 The Zone. Jimmy Allen, John Schreiner, Dave Campany celebrating episode 1000. Also saying goodbye to John Schreiner is Bob Williams had something prepared, but apparently we're not.
That was Bobby Law.
We're not going to hear.
We're going to get it.
Okay. His might have been the best one, so I think we need to get that one. But
okay.
So weird.
Yeah,
all the things are on.
I don't know. I don't produce this show, so I can't tell you what happened there, Dan. Maybe we should call a real producer tonight. Listen,
good. I can go home.
You're like 0 for 2 here, man. Yours and Bob Williams. Tomorrow night, we're saying goodbye to 2 other people as well, not just John Schreiner, but Josh Dix and Nick Graves will have their senior day against Providence inside the CHI Health Center. Dan will play it on the way out if you get it figured out.
Yes, we will.
This is a really weird territory for Creighton fans. We've never really had this. You had Jemiah Neal last year where he was a one and done senior transfer in, but you also had Ryan Kalkbrenner and Stephen Ashworth to go alongside with that. But this is going to be a weird.
Well, it's not like Ashworth was a lifer either.
But I mean, he was pretty beloved by this fan base and he'd been here for 2 years. And throw Sammy Asmani into that equation. Can't forget him.
Sammy.
But I think there's gonna be a really big reaction for Josh Dix tomorrow.
Of course, there should be.
And there should be. I'm gonna be really interested to see what the CHI's reaction to Nick Graves is, because
It'll probably be like Nick Graves' play, uneven.
I agree. And that's got a lot
There will
to do
be
with
pockets of loud cheers, and there will be some people like, man, okay.
There's also his personality doesn't grant him the boisterous response either, because he's kind of a quiet guy.
No.
Doesn't really talk a whole
You know what?
lot.
I think Creighton fans are they're gonna blow it out for him.
I think they're both going to get pretty big reactions just because of the fan base being what it is.
And the way the season's gone.
But it's going to it's just not going to feel like the moment that the senior days have over the last 3 years. I think about Baylor doing it twice. You know, obviously Ryan Kalkbrenner, once in a generation type player, and his response. But the other thing about this that we've had to deal with over the last couple of years, to some degree, is is this guy or that guy coming back? Like it happened with Trey, it happened with Baylor. You know, both those guys are leaving, so there's no uncertainty at this point about who it's going to be.
Well, the super senior thing is done now, so for the most part. Charles Bediaka.
There's also been, Trey obviously had 1 year left, and
yes,
could have gone, could have stayed. You don't have that with these two guys, and there's nobody on this roster where you're like, oh, that's an NBA guy possibly, at least at this point. But these ceremonies have famously gone long, and knowing Greg McDermott, I kind of wonder if he's going to get up and speak, which he typically does not do. He lets this moment belong to the seniors. But the way the season has gone, the will he, won't he leave aspect with Huss sitting on the bench, and these two guys having the year they are in their final season / only season in a Creighton uniform, I will be very surprised if Greg McDermott doesn't speak tomorrow.
Senior day is always interesting. And we have seen recently at Creighton, there's a couple of coaches who don't really like senior day that much.
Sure.
Women's soccer, softball, those two programs no longer do senior day at the end of the year. They'll do senior day mid-season, because they don't want down the stretch when games matter in conference play to have this huge emotional release before the game starts.
Emotional.
Emotional. Using my Delco accent.
Right on, man. No, and I'm kind of surprised, and I get why it's the last home game of the season. It makes sense because you're doing it as their way to walk off the court to the cheers and all that. But I'm more on the Krista Woods side of things, where it's okay, we also want to be competing for championships here. Yeah. We can't be planning all these big throw your flowers to these people processions when we're trying to compete for a title here. And before the season tipped, a lot of people that thought Creighton would have been, men's basketball would have been in that conversation at this point in the season. The interesting thing about these two guys, which sucks, not that they suck, but the situation sucks, is it kind of feels like they're both hitting their stride right now. And typically for a point guard in this system, this is about the time that starts to happen. And I think Josh Dix has finally defined his role on this team. Now,
he's always been the lockdown defender on this bunch.
Yeah, but I don't think when he came in that's not who he was at Iowa either. And I don't think that he knew coming in that he was going to have to give so much on that side of the ball. And he has been, make no mistake about it, nothing short of fantastic on the defensive end this season. He's been pretty darn good on the offensive side as well. But this coaching staff and this team had spent so much time in the earlier part of the season. And listen, injuries and attrition happens. This is college sports. But they spent so much time trying to get the lineup right and the combination of guys that it was a detriment to some degree to the actual progress of the guys on the court, because
it's hard to gel when the ingredients keep changing.
Exactly. But out of necessity, whether it be an Owen Freeman injury, a Jackson McAndrew issue, illness, what have you, and listen,
Hudson Greer's not a redshirt anymore.
Hudson Greer's foot's hurt and out for 10 games after he's had his red shirt removed. I mean, there's been so many nuances this season. I'm not here to make excuses, but these two guys, maybe more than any of the guys over the last 10 years, I think would be the most intriguing with another year just because of how poorly it's gone.
Yeah.
And to have another year in the system, I think both of those guys would be really intriguing because Nick Graves has shined at moments. Josh Dix, after the first 10 games, has shined the entire season. And the fact
Josh Dix is as close to an all-conference player as Creighton has.
And it's not even close. Well, I think Jason Green would be if he was playing the proper position. I mean, for what he's given you at the 5, he probably should be an all-conference player because he has no business playing that in the Big East. But I mean, like, and I know I've beat this to a dead horse on the Roll Jays podcast, but like, you can sum up this season and the injury problems they've had with one sentence. They finished a game with Josh Dix playing the 5 position.
Well,
because of injury. He's a 3, folks.
Yep.
And
maybe a 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and that's it. And that's what he is on this roster. Normally, he's probably playing the 2 position. But I really hope there's a big reaction for both guys tomorrow. I expect there to be. There's been the rumor from the Field of 68 about Mac's interest in Arizona State, and listen, that's been a thing for the last 6 years. Mac obviously has
the instant he bought the house there.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I think I've heard Max going to Arizona State every year that I've worked on this radio show. So
yeah, I mean, it's been a thing and
it's always around about March 1st.
Yeah, it's weird how that works.
Thanks for being consistent, guys.
I firmly believe that Mac will finish his career at Creighton. I do believe that tomorrow is also going to be Greg McDermott's last home basketball game. I've been on the side that this is going to be Mac's last year since Huss came from High Point. I know everybody has said 2 seasons. I just don't know how many head basketball coaches in the country would voluntarily leave, even for their ideal coaching position, and wait more than 1 season. And it might just be Huss.
Yeah, I mean, unless his mind has been changed, it's come from the horse's mouth that it's not just a one and done.
But you have to consider the horse who we're talking about here. This is the guy that on his senior days walks off the court and stands off to the side to not have it be about him.
Sure.
Greg McDermott is the last person on the planet that would want a Greg McDermott retirement party.
Yeah.
So you have to keep that in mind. Because even if next year is the last year, I would be amazed if he comes out and openly admits that. I think it will be, we're going to evaluate the season. We're going to see how it goes afterwards. Because he said 2 to 3. I would be willing to bet every dollar in my pocket right now. He's not here for three seasons. I don't think he's going to be here for 2. But
well, I mean, look, the season has not gone the way anybody wanted.
Sure.
And on the McDermott side of things, I don't know, man. I don't know if he would want to walk away with it ending like this, like to walk out the door with a whimper. You know what I mean? Or maybe he doesn't care about that. Maybe it's just like, you know, when it's time, it's time. I don't know. I don't know the man that well. So it just would seem to me that someone who has been an achiever and a competitor at the highest level of coaching, like that competitive fire wouldn't just go away, right? You would want to leave with something a little more than what's happened this season. I don't know. But we'll see.
Well, we'll see what happens on the other side of the break. We come back. If you missed the segment about Senior Day tomorrow at the Chai, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. If you're heading down to the Chai tomorrow and you don't have a fancy polo to wear, head over to Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. They're open tomorrow. You could stop in and grab yourself a white polo on the way down to the game with Billy Blue Jay right on the collar. Head over to Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. They've been dressing Omaha for over 50 years. John Schriner predicts how Nebraska basketball is going to do in March. 1620 zone.
John, hey, it's Bob Williams. I wanted to let you know that it's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you over the last couple of years, along with Jimmy, Dan, and others on the radio show and podcast. I've really enjoyed talking the intersection of sports and law together. I enjoy your sarcasm, your insight, and your love for the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh, wait, is that the wrong team? I can't remember. Anyway, best of luck in the future, buddy, and I'm sure we'll be seeing each other very soon.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future, So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Hey Jays fans, it's hoop season and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vest, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Winter may slow pests down, but it's the perfect time to prepare your home for spring. Rodents, spiders, and other pests often show up indoors this time of year. A winter pest control checkup helps seal entry points now so you're not dealing with pests when warmer weather hits. At Recon Pest Services, we're proud to be a local company and supporting causes that make Omaha better. If you're looking for a pest control partner or even support for a cause, think Recon. Visit reconpestservices.com and get your home ready for a pest-free spring.
Diet Coke Cherry is making a return, and Chesterman Coca-Cola is bringing the flavor back to Omaha. Find Diet Coke Cherry 12-packs right now at Hy-Vee, stacked high on pallet displays and end caps. Just in time for the big show. That crisp Diet Coke taste with a bold cherry twist. Perfect for game night, family night, or anytime you want something refreshing without the sugar. But don't wait. This is a Hy-Vee customer favorite, so get yours today.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you. And for college sports, visit BUBruins.com.
It's one final home game and a chance to lock in a top 5 spot. The Creighton Blue Jays host the Providence Friars on Senior Day. Pre-game coverage begins at 3 p.m. Saturday with tip-off at 4:30. The Creighton Blue Jays Saturday on 1620 The Zone and 101.9 The Keg.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Hey, buddy, it took me a little while to put this one together because it's going to be tough to actually say goodbye to you. I'm kind of hoping by the end of the show you're going to tell me you're just kidding. You're going to show up on Monday. But I know that's not the case, and I'm happy and excited for you for whatever is next. And I just can't put into words how much you've meant to this show over the last 2 years. And personally, to my personal career, I mean, for anyone that doesn't know, John and I have done a number of softball games together at Creighton University, and just built our friendship through that extended to me offering him the co-host spot on After Hours. And John, you've always handled yourself in such a professional manner, no matter what the situation was. I'm really glad we got the opportunity to go to LA for the Madrimov fight. I'm really glad that we had several opportunities to do some really cool things together with high school basketball last year and the football broadcast this year. Between doing this show a couple of hundred times together and everything in between, getting to know you and your family, your wife and your son, it's been just a tremendous joy of my life. And I'm really glad that we've got these last 2 years together. And I know whatever's next for you, sky's the limit, man, because you're so talented. I tell you all the time, you don't get enough credit for all the stuff you do because Any broadcast you do, you absolutely kill it, and you've absolutely killed it the last 2 years here on After Hours. So thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. I'm excited to see what's next for you, for your lovely family as well. So I'm sure this isn't goodbye, but we'll see you down the road. And thanks for being the best partner I've had on After Hours. It is the last episode of John Schriner being here. It is the 1000th episode. Feel free to say goodbye on Twitter and on our StreamYard. However, you will say goodbye. Or call 402-951-1620. We'd love to talk to you. We don't get enough calls anymore. What happened to the phone?
I'll save my response. Thank you so much for the kind words, Jimmy. But we have a 7:45 segment where
we do. We're in. We'll get all the goodbyes in there as well. But this is a weird feeling for me.
Yeah,
because this is the first time we've lost a co-host on the show where it hasn't been predetermined to some degree.
Yeah.
So it is a weird road to navigate a little bit. But Dan, you got thoughts?
Yeah, it's just weird.
Yeah,
it's just super weird because it's not going to be like I'm going to walk in on Monday and Jimmy's going to have to be like, "Hey, so this happened."
Yeah. Because with Adrian, I told Dan when he left, I was like, that dude ain't coming back. I was like, he's going to play spring football, despite him telling us he wasn't going to. And then with Rob, obviously his schedule just changed, so things have changed there too. So this is one where it's like, okay, well, at least we get to say goodbye this time.
Yeah.
So, but one thing we don't have to say goodbye to, which we usually do at this time of the year, is Nebraska basketball, because they're going to be playing in March. They're going to be one of
the Big Ten right now.
They're going to be one of the top 16 seeds in March as well. You're not going to be here to tell us your thoughts. So I want to get your thoughts on. Obviously, you don't know what's going to happen on Selection Sunday. Where Nebraska is going to be seated, who they're going to be playing. What do you realistically expect out of this Nebraska team when tournament time comes?
I think at the beginning of the season, when they went on that incredible run, the unbeaten run, it was kind of just a foregone conclusion. Like, wow, this team is a second weekend caliber team. And then, especially the way even though they lost to Michigan, the way they played against Michigan. Even though they lost to Illinois, the way they played against Illinois, it still felt like that was a possibility. Now, I know they won the other night, but that game did not inspire confidence.
Which one? The Penn State game or the Rutgers game?
The Rutgers game. It just didn't. It didn't.
It didn't look polished.
It didn't feel like the games early on in the season did. There's, I don't know, an edge that this team had that is maybe dulled ever so slightly.
Okay.
I still think they can be a second weekend team. I'm not as confident anymore in that.
The 500-pound gorilla is obviously the first game.
Yeah.
They win that game, but lose the second one. Disappointing season in your eyes?
I think it's not a disappointing season. It's a disappointing tournament. I think the season as a whole, look, it's going to be the program record for wins. It's going to be the fewest losses that this program's ever had in a season.
Highest ranking.
That can't be seen as a disappointment.
You could still win a Big Ten championship too.
It'll be a disappointing tournament if they don't make it to the second weekend. That's what I'll say right now. I think they
better because you're getting kicked out in about.
I think they get to the Sweet 16. I don't think they get any further than that.
Well, let's play glass all the way empty real quick. Then let's say they get upset in the first round. Define this season if that happens.
That's Nebraska ball. I mean that's just Nebraska ball, man. Like that's what being a fan of this program is like when you think everything's going in the right direction, there's a hammer at crotch level right around the next corner that's just pulled back and ready to fire.
Let's go the other side then. Let's say they make an Elite Eight, Final Four-esque run. Define the season.
It's honestly beyond wildest dreams for a Nebraska basketball fan. And honestly, if they do that, if they went on a run to make the Elite Eight or the Final Four, Fred Hoiberg might retire.
But they're definitely building a statue.
But honestly, with his health problems, if he took Nebraska basketball to an Elite Eight or a Final Four, I think definitely Final. If he took Nebraska basketball to a Final Four, he's done. He's retiring. and riding off into the sunset.
Quarter zip in the rafters.
Yep. If it's an Elite Eight,
It's probably already there, by the way.
if he takes Nebraska to an Elite Eight, I think it's a serious consideration.
Captain is asked, so I'm going to ask you because we're going to do this in the last segment. We'll just save that for the goodbyes and all that. Give us your prediction for the 2026 Matt Rule-led Nebraska football Cornhuskers before you take off.
I've got another 7-5 campaign.
3-7-5.
Yep. I think they're 7-5 again. I think the schedule is considerably tougher. I don't think their roster is markedly better than it was a season. I mean, for last year, where are they better? Explain to me that. How are you better by losing Emmett Johnson? Yeah. I don't think you can be. I don't think this team is better. I think they're largely the same. They've plugged some holes, but some new ones have opened up. And
Anthony Colandrea going to be better for Nebraska as a fit than Dylan Raiola? I don't think we've had this debate yet.
Yeah. Colandrea he's a real wild card for me.
I agree.
Because I think he's got some gunslinger in him, which is going to make him, prone to mistakes at times, but he's also got that explosive running ability, which can make up for some of that. So those two things kind of cancel out, and it's what does he do on the routine plays that's going to be whether or not Nebraska gets more than 7 wins. And I just, from what I've seen, from what I've watched, he is not that guy who just is so good at the routine that you can't beat him.
Well,
right?
I think he's going to take some shots that Dylan didn't too, and that may open up the offense a little bit more.
I think, I think you could say that, and I think his ability to get on the edge and make defenders commit is going to open up some things as well. The question is the 3rd and 6 where you need him to fit the ball into a tight window over the middle.
Yeah,
is he going to be able to do that? Right. And like the great quarterbacks, they do those things in their sleep.
Yeah.
Right. The quarterbacks that win 13 games a season, that is second nature to them. It's not necessarily about the explosive plays. It is about the mundane plays that you make routinely. And for whatever reason, like Nebraska hasn't had a quarterback in a long time that does that. You have not had a quarterback who like makes the easy play every single time. And I don't think Colandrea is that guy either, which is a limiting factor, I think, for this offense in the long run. I think they're still 7-5.
And you're still on the 0% chance Matt Rule gets fired train?
I've set it at 2 wins. If he wins more than 2 games, he's keeping his job.
Yeah, I think he's got to win more than 4. I think they're going to win 4 games at a minimum next year. I have them going 5-7.
Oh.
I think that schedule is going to be brutal. I'm with you. I think they've taken several steps backwards from a talent standpoint. I think they've taken steps forward from a coaching standpoint, though, specifically around the defense. I'm a big Rob Orich fan. I love what we formerly used to call the peso around here style system.
Yeah.
I think the move to 4-down linemen is going to be a benefit not only to the defense and the coaching staff, but I think the personnel that they have is more fit to run a 4-down line as well. And that could be the great equalizer. I think if that's the case, if we see this defense improve significantly next year, that's what could get them.
Well, it's going to have to.
That's what gets them to 7-5. But if it looks similar, and then you talk about all the losses we just talked about on the offensive side,
if the run defense is as bad, they won't win 6.
Yeah, and that's why I have them at 5-7, because I just think that that schedule and the style of the schedule that they're going to go up against plays and the deficiencies that they had this year, if it looks even similar, not even the same, it's going to be a really, really rough season. It's going to be a really rough goodbye on the other side of the break. When we come back, John Schreiner's final segment on After Hours. When we come back, feel free to get your calls in 402-951-1620. If you'd like to say goodbye, let us know your thoughts on the night shift on the YouTube page as well. We'll say goodbye. Send John Schreiner off into the sunset. We come back on 1620 Zone.
Sun's already down.
Oh.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
At Timber, they don't just give you a place to go for lunch or dinner. They give you an experience from their bold, smoky flavors prepared in the open concept kitchen where you get to watch the magic happen to the relaxing umbrella-shaded patio. There's something for everyone at Timber. Join them for brunch every Saturday and Sunday from 9:30 to 2, plus happy hour from 2 to 5:30 Monday through Saturday and 2 to close on Sunday. Timberwood Fire Bistro in the heart of Omaha at 84th and Pacific.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
AX Plumbing has the cold weather deals. So if your hot water isn't so hot anymore, you can't afford to pass up on these deals. Tankless water heaters are $450 off. Traditional water heaters are $200 off. And for those real hard water problems, water softeners are $300 off. Stop by AXP Service tonight and fix your water heater before it gets too cold outside. AX Plumbing. We'll leave your home or your business cleaner than we found it.
If your brand isn't generating you business, well, it's losing. That's where Sign Ovation steps in. We help Omaha businesses win the visibility game with bold storefront signs and vehicle decals that turn your ride into a rolling billboard. Your brand should be working, even when you're not. Driving impressions, creating leads, and bringing customers through the door. Stop riding the bench. Put your brand in the game. Visit OmahaSignsAndWraps.com tonight. That's OmahaSignsAndWraps.com. Sign Ovation, where brands show up and win.
Ding, ding. That school bell, it's not just for students. It rings for families, too. Hi, I'm Tim Royers, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. Public education is a partnership. It takes parents, teachers, and communities showing up every day. So when the bell rings, answer it with your time, your support, and your voice. Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
You are listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Hi, love. This is your lovely wife here, joining in the chorus of voices, letting you know that you are awesome and brilliant at what you do. And while I'm sorry that Omaha won't get to hear you on After Hours anymore, I know that Reed and I will be happy to have you at home in the evenings. So enjoy your last show. We love you.
That is Mrs. Schreiner's second appearance in the building tonight,
Yeah,
actually.
how about that?
She was actually here earlier.
Yeah, she stopped in.
I have to say special thank you to Robin. She recorded that twice because the first one didn't work. So
right on.
Thank you for her to doing that. But thank you for 2 years, man. This has been
man.
An absolutely great marriage. I'm not crying. I have a cough drop in my mouth. This has been a lot of fun, man. I'm glad we've been able to do this. And I'm really, really happy with the way this went. And we're going to miss you, Runner.
Well, my first address is to all the listeners of After Hours. You guys don't know what you mean to us and to me in particular, and whether it's just a quick comment in the night shift or a little tag on Twitter or whatever it is, it just lets us know that what we're doing makes a difference, that it's enjoyable, that we are giving you some kind of entertainment in it. And what I've really bought into the way Jimmy has structured this show about making it an escape from all the terrible things that the world has to offer, and being that little respite from all that, and just let's talk about sports for 2 hours.
Talk ball.
Let's leave everything else at the door. You know what I mean? And so that was part of the reason that I was so excited to be a part of this thing. And I hope you've enjoyed my time here for the last 2 years. Next to Dan Campenden.
Hi.
Dan and I first got to know each other through my time as the voice of Omaha women's basketball, when Dan was one of the producers who would
Tiny baby boy Dan,
who would do the women's basketball games when I was either at Baxter Arena or in some far-flung location, or in the conference room right here in the building during the COVID years. I always appreciated your thoroughness, Dan, and your willingness to do whatever it took to make it happen. And then when I came on here and found out that you were the in-studio producer, I was so happy, because like you have such a unique personality and such a unique voice when it comes to this, and it's been so much fun interacting with you and having the John and Dan show when Jimmy's been out, and skipping segments and doing all of our
that's against the rules, in case anybody's wondering.
Getting to
we're
all
not
of our
supposed to skip segments.
Getting to all of our topics that Jimmy would never let us talk about on a regular show.
Yes.
I appreciate everything you do for the show.
Maybe I should have been listening.
And
Probably.
I'm gonna miss hanging out with you on a regular basis.
Yeah, he just admitted he never listens when it's just the two of us, so he doesn't know about the full politics night that we had.
And I don't want this to sound like a dig to anybody, but honestly, in the 7 years I've been doing this, you, John, being here has been the only outlier where I've been like, I can walk away for a night and I know it's going to be taken care of. Or so I thought before this segment happened. But yeah, keep going. Sorry.
And then obviously to Jimmy.
Definitely keep going if you're talking about me, please.
When you came to me and we had lunch at the DJ's dugout on 114th and Dodge.
Free shout out for Sonny and the crew.
And you said, look, I'm gonna need, like, Adrian's leaving. I need a co-host. I'm not asking anyone else.
Yeah.
And you just left it at that. And I felt so respected in that moment. And at the time when you asked me to do it, I didn't have time to do it, to be honest with you. I chose to do it because I felt like it was going to be good for everyone involved. And
I feel like it has been.
I think it has been. And whether I was doing the show from my basement, whether I was doing the show from the frozen tundra of Fargo, North Dakota, or from the English countryside, you've always made sure that I felt like it was my show too.
Yeah, that was the whole point.
And I know I've told you this before, but I have just so much respect for this thing that you've built. You took this, which was nothing. It wasn't anything. And you've made it into an institution on this radio station. I mean, it's a thing that people know, and it's because of you. It's because of the effort that you put in to put a product on the air. And not every take's a winner. Sometimes you say Mike Trout's a bust. It's fine.
People forget.
But I can't thank you enough for just asking me to be a part of it.
I want to go back to that DJ's dugout moment because I don't know if I've ever told you this, but I mentioned earlier that I told Dan, Adrian's going to play football. He's not coming back here. And Dan had asked me, he goes, well, what are you going to do? And I said, I'm going to go get John Schriner. And he goes, well, what are you going to do if he says no? And I said, I don't know. I was like, that's who I really want. And we didn't know each other from Adam before we started doing Creighton softball together. And it went so smooth day one, probably because you're a constant professional and I faked it till I maked it. But I just thought our chemistry was great from day one. That was the reason that you were my number one choice.
It it's been such an awesome experience for me to be a part of this. I mean, I was an occasional fill-in for the 6A to 6Ps, and to come in here and feel like I had a hand in creating something that was, it's yours, but like you made me feel like a part of it, and Dan as well. It's been super special to be a part of it, and I am extremely sad that like I just can't do it anymore. It's like it's not in the cards for me to be in here from 6 to 8.
John's not quitting because there's some bad blood or whatever. It's just life happens, and he's got more important things to go tackle. And as you heard from his lovely wife, he's got a family that wants him home at night. I just want to address real quick. There's been a lot of questions in the night shift, and people messaging me and texting me. We don't know who the next co-host of After Hours is going to be. That is something we're gonna have to tackle down the road. That I'm not. We're gonna do some solo shows. We're gonna do the Jimmy and Dan show for a little while. We will have some guest hosts over the next couple of shows that have volunteered. And my life has become so busy during the day. I just kind of need a third body in this room, if I'm being completely honest. Which is why that's going to be. And we'll announce who that is next week. But we don't know yet. We don't know what that chair is going to look like, and I'm going to have some fun with whoever it does end up being. But I feel confident saying they're not going to be a John Schriner, so we're going to make You'll
make a good decision, though. I'm confident you'll make a good decision.
Is there anybody else you'd like to thank or give a shout out to before we wrap it up for the night?
No, the rest of you jerks can go to hell.
Well, I appreciate it, man, and it's been a fun 2 years. I mean, we've got some ups, we've got some downs. Does suck that we didn't end up going to Vegas this year for the Crawford fight, and we'll leave that at what it is. But do you have any favorite moments from? I know you've mentioned the weird places you've done the show from.
Yeah, it's just it was honestly like, I mean, there are little things that stand out, but it was just the routine of hanging out with the boys, of coming in, going to pick up the food on Tuesdays, and sitting in with. Coming up with the topics in mid-July when we have to manufacture things to talk about, right? Like it's all of that stuff, and it's just the process. It's reading dozens of sports articles every day to form an opinion about something. It's all of that. It's having an outlet for the things I already wanted to do and to have an excuse to do them. You know what I mean? It's all of that, and it's the relationships I've built with you two. And I wouldn't say that before I started the show that I would have considered either of you like friends. We were acquaintances. Mm-hmm. I got two buddies now, and out of this show.
I think I have to ask the burning question that I'm sure most people have been waiting for us to ask for quite a while. Have you eaten a chicken wing since the 25 wing challenge?
I have not eaten a bone-in wing since the challenge. No,
that was such a rough night.
It was a rough week.
Yeah, it didn't stop that night.
My guts were destroyed for about a week after that.
You have to give us an answer for something you could say. Do you have a least favorite moment? It might be that. It could be that. I just don't know if that's the answer.
That wasn't good by any means. That was pretty bad. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus.
Sure.
There were some interviews that left a lot to be desired.
Okay.
We'll say that.
Fair enough. You got anything for we get out of here?
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say.
I know you already gave your 30-second thing earlier. But
I did give my 30-second thing earlier that was very choppy and very bad. But number one, I just want to say I appreciate the time that we've had together, John. I do expect that this summer we will be going golfing together.
Sure.
So just know that that's on the docket.
I won't play as terribly as I did the last time.
Call me. I will.
I'll play way worse. I promise you I'll play way worse. It's, the first 3 rounds are always the dipstick for the year of like, okay, got to get back on the horse. But I do want to say my favorite moment was during that little June period of time when we were like, okay, college basketball, the basketball that we care about is done. All the college kids are at home right now, not doing anything involved on campus. What are we going to do to fill at least one segment in this show? And we said NBA basement and hockey corner.
Hockey corner and NBA basement. Yeah.
The hockey corner for the playoffs.
That was a fun segment.
That's going to be a rough one if we revive it this year. Not having you here.
Well, maybe I'll call in.
Yeah, there you go. 4295160 if you need the number. Yeah, I mean, for me, there's been so many memorable moments, but just the 3 days that the three of us got out in LA.
Oh, it was great.
show that everything behind the scenes. Like, we could write a book about how bad of a trip that was from a fundamental standpoint for putting on a radio show, which I don't think we let seep through in any way at all. But it was not enjoyable for a lot of that trip, and we made the best of it. But for me, that will always
a couple
be
of pointless Uber trips.
That cost $115 each. It was, but I mean, it's a great story now, and nobody got shot.
Hey,
because there was a couple times where that almost happened.
Yeah.
But it was a ton of fun. I'm glad we got that moment together. I'm glad we got this moment. And if you ever miss John Schreiner's voice, you can always check it out on the radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It will be there in the ether forever if you go check it out tonight. Listen to our 1000th show back. Thank you to everybody that chimed in, to J-Man, to Captain, Chris, everybody in the night shift tonight, everybody that called in. Thank you to all of our illustrious guests, John Schreiner's beautiful wife, everybody that gave him a thank you. I appreciate everybody doing that for us tonight. Check out the show. It was brought to you by Bob Williams at Williams Law. Head over to WilliamsLawLLC.com. Get a free, no obligation legal consultation tonight. For the last time, it's been Dan Campion, and I'm Jimmy Allen. That is John Schreiner. Happy National Pokemon Day, everybody.
Squirtamatoys.
My name's Stephen Butler, and I own Controlled Comfort, and we've been in business for 6 decades, and in those 6 decades, I like to think that everything we do is about the art of comfort. It's about the skill of our people, but it's also about the integrity, because at the end of the day, I value my employees, so they value you, and that's really all this is about. If you get cold this winter, think about us. We'll come help you out. We'll get you out of bind. It'll be fair, it'll be fast, and it'll be the right price.
Control Comfort keeps it under control.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
Hey, Jays fans, it's hoop season, and you know what that means. Jerry Ryan has the best selection in town for all things Creighton gear. Stop by Jerry Ryan at 78th and Dodge for your quarter zips in all shades of Jays blue, plus jackets, vests, winter coats, you name it. They have it. Multiple Jays options for men and women from Peter Millar, Cutter and Buck, and Johnny O. Stop by Jerry Ryan Clothing and dress like the coaches do.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Winter may slow pests down, but it's the perfect time to prepare your home for spring. Rodents, spiders, and other pests often show up indoors this time of year. A winter pest control checkup helps seal entry points now so you're not dealing with pests when warmer weather hits. At Recon Pest Services, we're proud to be a local company and supporting causes that make Omaha better. If you're looking for a pest control partner or even support for a cause, think Recon. Visit reconpestservices.com and get your home ready for a pest-free spring.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300.